Hello everyone and welcome back to Intro to GD&T. So today we're going to be starting to go through Chapter 4, Dimension Application and the Limits of Size. Limits of size is going to be our very biggest important here. Now, the dimension application part is actually a huge part of this chapter. However, it is going to be obnoxious if I were to go through, well, if you have a cylinder, you add one dimension. If you have a triangle, you add two dimensions. So I'm not going to do that to you. You have a textbook. I need you to read Chapter 4, and I need you to reference it. Referencing it is the big important word here. So we're not going to talk about dimension application. You need to look that up on your own. And make sure that when you're doing problems, you look back at that. That's what those application problems are going to be all about. Seeing if you can use your reference to dimension things properly. Now, limits of size and some other key rules, we're going to be talking about that a lot today in these lectures. So first off, some objectives. I want you to be able to clearly apply dimensions in annotated models and multi-view drawings, mostly with a focus on multi-view drawings for this class. And you're going to do that by complying with the stated general dimensioning guidelines. You're going to find that in chapters 3 and 4. I want you to figure out how to apply dimensions to any geometric shape commonly found on mechanical parts. Now, yes, things like this might be outside of your understanding right now, but a circle at least, you should be able to figure out how to dimension that, and a square, and rectangles, and triangles. I want you to understand what the limits of size mean. It's a very strange, mysterious word. It's actually not that crazy, but we'll figure about that as soon. I want you to explain what rule number 1 and rule number 2 mean for the ASME standard. And finally, providing some examples of the effects that dimensions and tolerances have on manufacturing. Because remember, everything you create, it's not just magically made. It doesn't just appear out of nothing. Somebody has to build it. And so if you build it or design it in such a way that's impossible to build, well, it's either going to be extremely expensive, paying that moolah, or it's going to be taking a long, long time, or just won't be able to get built at all. So what do you care about? Do you care about money? Do you care about time? Well, make sure that you are taking that into account with your designs. So first off, and the last thing we'll talk about for this very brief lecture, is features of size. Okay, so what is a feature of size? So for a regular feature of size, it's going to have a single size dimension. It might have a thickness, a width, a length, a diameter, or a spherical diameter, something like that. So a circle, feature of size. A rectangle is a feature of size. So this one right here, that has a single dimension. That length has a single dimension. Then there are also irregular features of size, which are one enclosed shape, like that crazy thing before. Or it might be a collection of features. So it might have something like this, where I have a circle and a rectangle, and maybe a triangle, and then you're like, okay, well, let's realize it's going to depth. I should have realized that beforehand. So that's not a regular shape, but they all form a boundary. So this is some sort of strange hole or protrusion from our part. Okay? So we're going to be focusing mostly on the regular aspect today, but irregular will come into play a lot more as we go further into this class. Okay, so that is it for today. Just remember, we're starting into this. There's a whole lot that I'm not going to talk about in Chapter 4 through videos. And I expect you to read it and refer to it, okay? You don't have to memorize everything. That's something you get after doing it lots and lots of times and lots of practice. No, I just need you to know where everything is and to know how to use your book as a reference. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.